Digital transformation is a fundamental reality for today's business. Welcome to another episode of the Women Series, where we capture developments and stories that impact women. Today, we are talking all things digital. This is a major take home for all of us from what we experienced in year 2020. And the topic for today's discussion is business promotion for women through digital transformation. My guest today is a digital strategist and a data enthusiast, and the founder of The Lentor, a digital consultancy company. Welcome with me, Mercy George Igbafe. Thank you for joining us on the program today. It's great to have you.
Thank you, first and foremost. I'm very grateful, Proshia, for even considering to reach out to me. Very grateful. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. So 2020 came with quite a number of experiences we've had, from the COVID-19 to the NSAS and other things. And one take home for every one of us was the digital technology, which is now referred to as the new normal. The business world is gradually warming up to it. The educational sector is warming up to it as well. What would you say, or what can you say about the digital practice of the digital technology following the events that we experienced in 2020?
Thank you so much for that brilliant question. For me, I wouldn't say it's the new normal. It has been in existence. It's like when you hear the catchphrase, future of work. For me, there's nothing like that. It's the work today. Because digital technology transformation has been in existence for like the last 20 years. Companies that have chosen to transform, they've already taken off. Apple, Uber, Google, Taxify, you can name them. Airbnb, all the digital transformation company all the organizations that play in the digital space, you can see what they've recorded. Take an example of Zoom that has been in existence, but because of COVID, people were forced to use Zoom. Zoom became more profitable than airline. What would you say? Is it because it wasn't there? It's been there. It's just because we're just waking up to the reality of the importance of digital technology. So COVID is a wake-up call. It's not because the new normal. This has been in existence, but it has woken up organizations that are very patriarchal in their structure, that are very much command and control, that are very much used to it was done in 1920, and as a result, I will carry on doing it in 2022 or 2021. There is nothing like that. For me, I just say the future of work, fourth industrial revolution. We have not, even Africa, we have not even gotten to the third industrial revolution because we're still playing catch up. Number one, we are lacking data. Number two, we lack people with the technical skills for them to have global competitive edge. Number three, which is the main crux of challenges, is the fact that we don't have infrastructural support, i.e. having seamless internet experience where I can compete. Like I say all the time, Indians, Asians generally start training their children in the IT space from the age of 4. So imagine us, Nigeria, you're a graduate, you're coming out, you don't even understand how to use computer. How do you compete? Can you see there's a problem?
So next question, how can women leverage on digital technology to upscale their business in terms of the business world? Because just like I said earlier on, the educational sector is gradually warming up to it. In terms of business and to upscale your business, how can women leverage on digital technology?
Number one, how can women leverage digital technology? I just feel there has to be a game change. Lentor is focused and very fixated on bridging the digital skill gap. By the way, I like to put it out there. Lentor is less than 1 year old in terms of playing in this space, but I've got experience in project management, business analysis, understand how to process that, digital transformation for an organization. I've worked in the banking sector, so I've gathered quite a lot of experience in the course of my path. And I'd like to say doing what I've done in the last 1 year, Lento officially was registered with CAC 2019, but we didn't take off until COVID hit, and where we now focus heavily on digital transformation. It will quite fascinating. If you don't mind, can I share my data? I want to show you some things
sure.
that I've gathered. Yeah. Okay, I'm unable to share the screen. If I can be given the right to share the screen, that would be amazing. So number one, what I've done in the last 1 year, which data has informed every single thing that Lento has done. Number one is we are very obsessed about the fact that there's a deficit, there's a knowledge gap, there's technical debt. I mean, we don't have the skills in Africa for us to compete globally. Number one, we're still playing catch up in a lot of the things that we're doing. And yet we are the most brilliant species. I say it hands on heart. Dr. Kunjinwela is example. Doctors that have done amazing work in the US, bringing out a child from the womb, putting it back. That's a Nigerian doctor. A lot of Nigerians that are brilliant, but because we don't have the system to support our creativity, our innovation, a lot of the things that we do, that equally becomes a major challenge. Unfortunately, I can't share you the screen because I would have shown you real-time data that I've gathered. Every time I'm doing digital marketing training, I tell you this, no joke, 85% of them are always women that want to learn. Why is that the case? Is the hustling spirit. We are hustlers. Yeah. We want to hustle. We are always trying to I need to hustle for my children to eat, to go to the best school, to get clothes. So it's not so much of intentionality of learning. Does that make sense?
I get it.
So thank God for the partnership that we have gotten with Scrum.org, with Kanban University, with Scrum Alliance, and more is still in communication with Lento. You know, we have been able to bridge the gap. We did a poll for agile transformation. It will shock you the data that I have. How many people are not even aware there's the word agile? Organizations like Amazon, like Uber, Microsoft, just name all the organizations that are operating in the digital space, as you know it, are operating the agile approach, the delivery of their digital product. And agile is a mindset, but it has several layers of framework embedded in it. If you as a Nigerian, me as a Nigerian, I don't understand what Amazon is using, and you're there busy playing catch up, how can you apply for those kind of jobs? You can't get it because they won't give it to you. You need to be skilled. Now, this is the success story that we recorded. For cohort 1, we registered 556 people registered. You want to know the number of percentage of people that were high in terms of demographic? Men, 75%.
So what happens to the women?
Because it's not digital marketing. A woman knows how to sell. I want to buy, a case in point of one of my clients, Tundu, I call her Tundu, not necessarily her name is Tundu. She sells Okrika. She failed today. You carry 1 million naira, put in Okrika. Is Okrika that is ready? Yes, I sell. It doesn't work, it sells, it drops. Then she goes to, oh yes, it's weak. That's the latest one. I do it.
Yeah, it's true. Women have that tendency of moving from what is trending, a business that is trending, to another. That's very correct.
And we are not learning. That is the major problem here. We are actually not learning. So because we are always, my friend is doing this one, she's making money, let me go and do it. I want to sell rice. I want to do this one. So that is why a lot of women are interested in digital marketing. So I need to know how to sell on Instagram. I need to know how to sell on Facebook. I need to know how to sell on Google. So that is why a lot of them are driven towards digital marketing. It's not a bad skill to have. According to the report that was released, I think it was Statista, I can't remember the organization that released it. Nigeria was #1 ranking on social media because we have mastered the use of social media. But now the real question is, what are we doing on social media?
Exactly.
Entertaining the West? Entertaining the world? Silhouette challenge? All the things that you see online? That is the misnomer, misdirected energy. We are consuming a lot of data. A friend of mine said, if you buy 1,000 Naira data, and you have not used it to learn, then you have put water inside a basket and it's just wasted. So that is a major problem that we have in Africa. It's not because we are not brilliant. I've never seen any set of people that are the most brilliant in the world. I stand my hand on my chest. Now cohort 1 came, they've never heard the word agile, all right? 80% of them did not know agile. They did not even know the framework Scrum, okay? Because of our partnership with scrum.org, they were exposed to that. Now they all have international certification that organizations like Amazon, Uber, Google, the likes, the whole 9 yards, they are seeking for. Those people, if they come into Nigeria, they'll be recruiting them because now they have global competitive edge, something that can revolutionize their lives, their business, transform what they do. So this is the challenge that a lot of Africans have, and especially women. And women are the most resilient people that I can ever imagine in this world, especially Nigerian women, because we are not afraid to fail. Yes, this one didn't work. It's okay. I moved, but you have wasted money. 1 million down the drain. I'm sure we have a lot of brothers and husbands that have given their wives money. They can't see the head or tail of the money because of the huge responsibility of the not having the know-how, how to plan your finances, how to invest money, how to save money, how to learn the skills that can help your business from here to that next stage. As you know, we don't have successive generational wealth in Africa. If I ask you a challenge, how many successive generational wealth do we have in all Africa? I'm not talking Nigeria. It's only Dan Tata, 4th generation. And the Dan Tata going to the 4th generation is our Dangote, Aliko Dangote. That's just it. So which means we don't have companies like Toyota, Hyundai, McDonald's, companies that have been in existence for donkey years.
We're definitely getting there. We're definitely getting there. Hopefully we'll get there.
Because we don't have the systems to support that. It's not just us getting there. You can't get there on hogwash. You have to get there with people that know how to get there. You understand? And
yeah.
That's the problem. I believe it's time to wake up, apply ourselves to the skills that really would change the cause of Africa.
Yeah, thank you very much for that lengthy discussion or lengthy explanation based on that. I mean, you've itemized certain challenges that women go through, and the system also is a factor as well. So what are these tools that are involved, and are there special skills required to operate these tools? I mean, I understand that when it comes to the digital technology, there are certain tools that needs to be used or that needs to be applied when it comes to a lot of these things. But are there also special skills required to operate these tools?
Yes, there's so many, not just tools. Now, okay, let me speak again on Lentor Cohort 1 student, right? When they came, they didn't know Agile, but they were exposed to tools like Mural, a collaborative tool. I made sure they all had their licenses. The business gave them all Microsoft licenses that they could learn, SharePoint, they could learn all the tools that come with the Microsoft Office platform. Now, these are what organizations are using. It's the only tool that is out there is not Zoom. There's so many tools for collaboration, for results, for matrix, to measure performance, to be able to document. And that's another thing that we struggle in Africa, documentation. So for me, there are tools that are out there. There are loads of tools. And the irony is, you may think you know a tool. Like this morning, there was a tool that I wanted to use, OBS, and it wasn't compatible with Mac because I'm on a Mac platform. And today, it's now there. But it's because I understand the tool. That is one of the reasons I went to do research. So the tool you knew yesterday can be obsolete tomorrow. So you can't say because, oh, it's not only social media that is a tool that you can use. It's not just Instagram, Facebook, and the whole 9 yards. There are several tools that can change. Financial tools are there. Documentation tools are there. There's collaborative tools that are there. And honestly, these things are not difficult. We already have data. YouTube is your best friend. Become a Googler. Google it. Google, Google anything you want. Google houses 95% of the world's content. What do you want to learn? Google it. Somebody has done a how-to. But we are consumers. What stops an African person to sit down on these tools and start to do how to use this tool? Lentor is going to start doing that because people need to relate. I think another thing is not seeing a lot of people you can relate to online to make these things, what's the word now? To make it like, okay, my people to use it. So not having that face to represent us is equally a disconnect, but we are waiting for somebody to do it for us. Nobody wants to take the plunge. But Lentor is actually taking that plunge. If you go on our YouTube channel, you see loads of free content, resources, testimonial on the work that we have done. We are about documenting. We are passionate about changing Africa trajectory. And there's so many tools that you can learn to help your business, even if you're a small business owner. You don't have to start doing check and balances. There's so many tools. Flutterwave does it. You can use Paystack for your money, collection of money. There's so many tools that you can use that can help you plan your life, help you with your investment, help you with your businesses, help you to scale. I hope that answers the question.
So you've talked about different tools that's not necessarily doesn't dwell on only social media platforms, but there are other tools like the financial tools, the documentation tools, and whatnot. So in terms of strategy for business growth and branding, what would you say is the nexus between the offline and the online strategy?
That word branding, it makes me go, Because one thing that we are perfected is the make-believe that we are successful.
The fake it till you make it.
Covers that.
The fake it till you make it.
Yes. So we have perfected the act of faking it. Lentor doesn't fake it. I'm not wearing a wig in this interview. I mean, that's what, if I had a stylist, would have insisted that I wear a wig. I don't have the time. I sit on this seat, 18-hour stretch, nonstop. I'm working. There's a major project that I've taken on now that is about changing youth lives. It will be unfolded in no time. That I've taken up. I've gotten the approval since last year, but because of COVID, I couldn't kick it off. But one thing that I just want to say, I don't believe, branding is great, right? Branding is Lentor. I'm coming for this interview, I'm wearing my Lentor. I made sure there was a ProShare on my virtual background. I made sure there's Lentor that is there. I'm not faking it. ProShare reached out to me because I have something to offer. So now, online and offline, now coming to the conversation, we are branding ourselves. Our identity is branding. So if I can digress a little bit, I don't want to speak on so much of branding because we have perfected the act of branding. I mean, I give it to Nigerians, especially with the way we make up, the way we
the
present
physical
ourselves.
outlook. Yeah.
Exactly. We have perfected the act of external branding, but that external branding is not supported by a lot of substance. So that's why you see a lot of people with virality. Yeah, they only last viral for 24 hours, sometimes 36 hours. Nobody remembers them because it's not backed up with substance. So for me, branding is something that is great if you know what you're branding. What are you selling? You're selling yourself. So brand it and show off the cleavage. But if you're selling a product that you know that has a cause, it has a meaning, then naturally, referral, how you do the work, will start to help you fish out people that will identify with you and want to associate with you. It's not because I'm the well-dressed online that ProShare reached out to me. And by the way, I'm very humbled by the invitation. It's not because I speak the best English. I may not even articulate myself properly the way I should, because at the end of the day, what I'm doing, it's bigger than myself. So my branding is Lentor. So that's how I wear Lentor. So let's focus on what is going to add value to you, to your business, to the life that you're trying to transform. If you're about the money, then fake it till you make it. But Lentor is about changing the trajectory, changing the game, elevating where we are currently and taking it to the next stage, because there's complexity with Nigeria. There is a major deficit in terms of technical depth. and which has caused us a major problem. I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah,
For me,
quite a bit. It does. It does. So
okay.
let's quickly create a scenario where you have a situation where someone has a brilliant business idea, but visibility becomes a problem. What can be done to scale and gain traction through the digital technology?
Number one, social media is your best friend. You know what? I wish I could show you some beautiful data. I'm going to analyze it. It's going to be on my website soon. Now, Lento, I told you, is started 2019. We didn't take off till last year. And last year, when I say last year, is August 2020. So I'm not even up to a year with what I've done, okay? I didn't have a website. I'm not saying there's anything right about that, okay? I didn't have a website because a lot of people want to start business. They want to focus heavily on the website, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have a website, number one, but I knew social media was fully optimized, okay? And I leveraged it to the best of my ability. Now, number one, I have a growing community of over 1,000 entrepreneurs and professionals. And I train them free social media usage. I had a partnership with Max FM. I was training Nigeria how to use social media. It will shock you. Tools like WhatsApp, my business, can help a lot of entrepreneurs that are just starting out to scale fast, but people don't know that. Facebook, and the mother of them all, LinkedIn. But it will shock you. Only 4 million Nigerians are on LinkedIn. So those are platforms that are already created for you to scale. Follow the guidelines of these platforms and you will thrive. By God's grace, myself, at almost 50 years old, I'm building my website, running a business. It's a lot. I'm supported by the developer showing me how to use WordPress, but I'm not fixated on it because, to be honest, what has generated me revenue, it's not because I had a website or I didn't have a website. Maybe website would have accelerated it, but use social media. Social media is your friend. And learn right, be willing to be tenacious, be willing to be innovative, be willing to be creative. Stop paying people 5,000, 10,000 people
Just for
naira
hands.
for you to learn.
For hand,
But
hands.
you can go on YouTube
Yeah.
and learn yourself. Learn first, then ask people questions. I'm always doing free training. Is it because I don't want to make money? Of course, yes. But I'm planting trees right now. So for me, because I believe in planting trees, and we're planting trees. What's this bamboo tree? It takes 10 years to sprout. 10 years. 10 years of wetting, planting, and when it does, a cash cow. So for us, we're reverse engineering because we need to build the capacity. An entrepreneur, go on my YouTube. There's a video that says ABC of Instagram. Watch it. It can help you. If you have questions, join the community and I'll try to help you to respond to it.
Yeah, thank you very much. With last questions, we're running out of time. There is a challenge of the internet connectivity and a high tariff in Nigeria. I mean, this is a known fact. For business owners, how can this challenge be managed? And for the government and regulators, what would be your suggestions to them?
Now, because of the partnership, international partnership that we have with all this international organizations, Scrum.org, Kanban University, and Scrum Alliance, one of the things that they said, if we can get internet right, we will take up the job that goes to Asia. Fact. But I don't know what is the problem that we just can't get internet connectivity right. One of the biggest problems that a lot of our students have gone through is internet connectivity. And once you cannot connect to learn, how can you work with an international organization? There are people, I'm here in Nigeria, I'm working with companies in the UK, I'm working with companies in the US. That's the opportunity that it will bring for Nigerians while they are home. They don't have to relocate. They can work here, earn dollars, earn pounds sterling. If only our government can get it right. But I just feel the government is in over their head. That's the problem. We bring a lot of expatriates with a solution mindset to a culturally complex country. complex country, not understanding the terrain, insecurity, maybe their mass being built, terrorists have gone to blow it up and destroyed it, made that community entirely unable to communicate or reach anywhere. So these are challenges that confront us. Me, I don't know how we can get out of this. It's unfortunate and it's very painful if our government can get it right. There are people, there are Nigerians here, I'm one of them, that is willing to work with government and say data has informed that decision. Focus on power, electricity, focus on internet. Our reserve will boost, our GDP will increase because Nigeria will learn the necessary skills. Number one. Number two, they will have earning power in foreign exchange. It doesn't have to be legal. I'm not doing anything illegal. An average Scrum Master salary is $135,000 US. So imagine a Nigerian sitting in Nigeria earning that compared to 50,000 that we are always crying about for minimum wage. You see that that's a game changer. Yeah. So if we can learn the skills, expose our people to opportunity of the West, it will be a game changer, not just for Lento, but every single Nigerian. And we are so determined to get that through to making sure we touch and transform one life at a time. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it does. And it was really an interesting conversation. I mean, one take home from me is the fact that you mentioned that we all need to keep learning. We all need to stay innovative, stay creative. And for the government as well, they should also pick up their part as well. And thank you for joining us on the conversation today. It was great having you.
Thank you so much, ProShare, for having. We have an event coming up. It's free as well, Career Open Day, starting March 8th. So anyone can join us and be exposed to what we're talking about.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. And that brings us to the end of today's edition of the Women's Series. You can follow us on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. And if you've got questions or comments, kindly reach us at programs@proshareng.com. Visit our website on www.proshareng.com and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, thank you for watching.